What's up, Juggalos? Wicked Clown Reviews here. I'm going to be reviewing every single EP and LP released by Psychopathic Records in chronological order. And surprisingly, up next is Witches and Warlocks. Now, I was going to make this as a short because I don't know if you've noticed, but what I've been doing is the EPs and the LPs get regular videos, and then all singles I've been just making shorts of. And as I was in the process of writing for Witches and Warlocks, I kind of had the realization that this isn't a single. This is an EP. Because, it's the third Hallowicked giveaway. And technically, Halloween on Military Street is the new song of this giveaway. But the fact that it's a collection of songs, and then there's a 12-minute interview. So in total, this tape is about 25 minutes, and it has a unique title. It kind of hit me that this is an EP. So I decided to shift gears and ditch the script and just do my, standard off-the-cuff review of it. So, and I'm not going to have this in the normal rotation. So Mutilation Mix is still coming this Friday. I know I've never released 3 videos in a week, but it's happening this week. So all right, let's get to it. Witches and Warlocks is the third Hallowicked giveaway. This is the Detroit version. The Detroit version came with this cool orange and black sleeve. There's also a version from the Toledo, Ohio show, and that one is it has different font, and it's in a standard cardboard case. This is definitely the preferred version to get, although I think the Toledo version was a little more rare. The track listing here. So this combines all 3 Hallowicked singles that have been released so far. If you saw my short on Dead Pumpkins, you know that I just think it is like an incredible way to start off Hallowicked. And Mr. Rotten Treats, somehow they even topped Dead Pumpkins and made such an epic, iconic, freaky Halloween track. My only regret is I wish they did a slipcover like this and put Mr. Rotten Treats on the cover. I'm just throwing shit around. And then the new song, Halloween on Military Street, which I just realized, it says Halloween on Military Street, but here it just says Halloween on Military. Again, the momentum of these early Hallowicked singles was so great. Halloween on Military Street is just a fantastic continuation, and it's a great example of storytelling within the Insane Clown Posse. Puts you right in the mood for the season. And so while these were individually released as singles, the first 2 songs specifically, for this compilation, they were all sort of blended together to create just one long flowing track. Another reason why I kind of feel this is an EP. This is the way it's heard on the Forgotten Freshness compilation, on the Hallowicked compilation, both the 2000 version and the one that was released in 2014, I believe. The way this was set up on Witches and Warlocks basically became the standard presentation, where as the music fades, because the beginning of Dead Pumpkins is someone asking Jay to step up in front of the class, and then Mr. Rotten Treats, they blend that directly in, and it's great overall. Love me some Witches and Warlocks. So the Wicked Clown interview, have not listened to this in a long time, and it was definitely worth a laugh. First of all, it's a fake interview. The interviewer is clearly Legs Diamond, and it's kind of a parody of interviews similar to what they did in Riddlebox with the skit, but this is more of a long form version, And, while it is mostly them just fucking around 90s style, like if you've seen interviews from ICP from the 90s, you know that 90% of what they say is just trolling hilarious bullshit. Um, and this is kind of the same deal where it's mostly just trolling bullshit, but there are nuggets of truth buried in, with how they describe the Dark Carnival and, building up hype for Malenko. And Shaggy sounds fucking trashed here. And, Violent J is at his, classic manic pre-weed smoking days, Violent J. And it's a blast. It's a lot of fun. It's the type of thing, when people hear this, they really yearn for those old days of the Insane Clown Posse. And I feel like it's okay to accept that ICP are more genuine nowadays, and they don't really have the time or the energy to just be fucking trolls anymore. Now they are themselves more, but they're still, they've still got that silly, ridiculous side. And so, I don't know, I feel like, you'll always see, if you look up interviews like this, there's always people in the comments like whining about how this is the real ICP and it's so much better, and just like, it's better or worse, it's just different now, and that's okay. People fucking grow old and change. They're fucking 50. Do you expect them to have the same energy they did 35 years or 30 years ago? No. But yeah, either way, I love the past and the present. I love looking back on these old interviews, and I love who the clowns are now. So whatever your taste, fuck it. But what I think is interesting is, in the interview, they ask, where will you be in 10 years? And they say, we're going to be washed up and opening for Vanilla Ice and Tone Loc. And it's so funny because, 10 years from this interview in 1996, Vanilla Ice was opening for them. And they weren't washed up. They were, in the prime glory days of their label as an independent, thing. So it's really cool that, ICP definitely went well beyond what they jokingly speculated. It is a joke after all. And then, interestingly enough, the person asks, where are you going to be in 30 years? And it's crazy because this is fucking 30 years from this interview. And, they don't even have a silly answer. They just kind of give a non-committal who the fuck knows or cares. And it's so interesting to just picture a time when, like, ICP was so present in the moment that they thought they'd be failures in 10 years and just had no clue what to think in 30 years. And, now it's just like they're still fucking thriving, and the Got J's going well, and they just finished up a second deck of Joker cards, which is crazy, and they're about to start a third and most likely final deck. I know everyone thought the first deck was final, but I'm pretty sure the next one will actually be final, considering how old they're getting, and but yeah, super interesting to look back and reflect on. And then at the end, they get asked about the butterfly, and Violent J goes, "When I was a kid," and it cuts off. It's so funny. It's such a, again, they were just total trolls during the first deck era, and I love it. I love them for it. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say about this. I really had difficulty. I try to make my singles shorts only a minute long, and I really have difficulty getting all my thoughts out in this in a minute. So I definitely am glad to make this last minute. And so, this case did not come with the cassette. This is one I found. I don't know where I found this, but I was able to get a case that doesn't have the little things that go through the reels in the cassette. And yeah, I don't know how. Pretty lucky there. But yeah, let me know what you think down below of Witches and Warlocks. I did not expect to make this video, so yeah, it's eating good this week, I guess, if you're into these reviews. Yeah, so this Friday will be Mutilation Mix. All right, Juggalos, whoop whoop, clown love.